my hair. Okay, hold on. Let me go as far back as I can. Eh. Look, guys. I put like these sticky nail things on. I don't know, they're like stickers that you put on your nail. And they're pretty cool. Oh, that's not cool. I don't think that's the right size. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Wouldn't have missed loving you, girl. You make my whole life worthwhile. It's like a butterfly design with your smile. I wouldn't change one memory, 'cause you mean too much to me. Even though I lost you, girl, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Okay. I don't like them with the hot sauce because I don't like hot sauce. I like them without the hot sauce. That's what I'm eating. I have that song stuck in my head now that I was listening to it. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Wouldn't have missed loving you, girl. You make my whole life fun. Oh my god. I can't even. Ew. I think people would know, right? Sorry, my bad. I guess people don't know. Frituras. Isn't that what these are? Frituras? I thought these were chicharrones, like chicharrones. But, yeah. Isn't that what they are? But it says frituras. I used to eat these all the time. I don't know. Anyways. They are good. I got something stuck in my throat. I gotta be careful. Make sure that's down tight. There's a show on Disney Channel, and I'm surprised that, well, not Disney Channel, Disney Plus, and now I gotta watch it before my subscription goes up. Duros? Is that what they are, Duros? I used to eat these all the time. It's another dating show. The other one, I finished it. But yeah, and then I gotta finish watching the rest of it. What happens next? And then there's another show that's on Disney Plus. It's another lesbian dating show. It's called I Kissed a Girl. I saw it and I was like, what? So, yeah, now I'm intrigued to watch it. I'm gonna see what it's about. They're like literally, they're filming in Italy somewheres. I don't know. Anyways. It was already the like beginning when I started. It was already spicy. I was like, dang. Clink. What I need to look for and get, I need to get Black Ops so I can play zombies. Black Ops. I want Black Ops, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops Infinite Warfare. Because I like the what do you call it? The zombies on that one. Have you played Zombies on Infinite Warfare? I have. That's the one that I used to play. I used to play on live all the time, the zombies. Who said I couldn't pay for necessities? I didn't pay for Disney Plus. I still had it. I still have my subscription. I canceled it.
Put your mouth around it. Put your mouth around
To the wire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I gladly wish you home. To the wire, do whatever come with me. Right down to the wire, even through the fire. To the wire, to the limit, to the wire, to the limit. Anyways, no, I'm not going to. I don't need to shut up. This is my life. You shush. I got locked up for stupid shit that I did. So I turned tragedy into triumph. I swear this right here is me and the Maker Man. To the wire. We went to the Mexican market. I thought that was like, ooh. I was trying to think what to get from there. I couldn't really. I saw this cute little baby. Oh my god. There was a video and he was trying, like, she was like trying his first Dorito and he has a lot of teeth. He was like trying a Dorito. People are so mean for no reason. Like, why do you gotta leave a nasty comment under a post that has a baby eating a Dorito? They were like, Doritos are so bad for people. And thank you for the gift points. And then they were like, he's gonna choke on those Doritos. Like, no, he had a whole full mouth of teeth. He can chew. He was chewing it. He wasn't choking. And then to be like, oh my god, that is so bad for humans. Like, he's just trying a Dorito. Jeez, like, people just gotta be haters. They gotta be rude for no reason. I've had this shirt. Thank you for the gift coins. They said Duros. I used to eat these a lot. They're kind of like eating pork rinds. They're delicious. You usually eat them with, like, they put hot sauce, but I don't like hot sauce, so. Hot pocket. Okay, but yeah. Ew, mayonnaise? Who eats this with mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is nasty. Thank you for the gift points. No. I got running millsap in my head and I can't get that song out. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Wouldn't have missed loving you, girl. You make my whole life worthwhile with your smile. One memory. Oh, babies. Jesus Christ. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna eat this whole bag. I share some. They're all eating some. Once you eat one, you can't stop. The comments are going flying by. I thought they were chicharrones, but they're not. Maybe they are. Thank you for the gift points. Gift coins, sorry. All of these people having babies. Shame. I'm just kidding. I want a baby. That's not gonna work. I can't afford one. I can't afford a kid. Ma'am. What is TikTok trying to tell me? Well, that scared the crud out of me. Sorry. It froze. But like I was saying, what are they trying to tell me? What is Instagram trying to tell me? Instagram. I cannot afford a kid. It's like, here's all these videos of people having babies. Or baby videos. I'm like, One day it will happen. One day it will. Doubt it. Well, I don't doubt it. What do you mean? I'm not. I want to have kids. I don't want to die alone. Thank you for the gift. Waiting for dinner. Rice-a-roni hamburger meat. I'm getting my thing tomorrow. That means I'm going to play the duty. No, I don't have Call of Duty. I'm going to play the Night of Forts. I'm gonna get back on the Night of Forts tomorrow, so. Fortnite, that's what that is. Fortnite. The Night of Forts, Fortnite. Sorry, this is real good. I can't stop eating these.
Put your mouth around it. Put your mouth around it.
That's a funny username. That's a cool username. Love me, hate me, say what you want about me. All of the boys and all of the girls are looking if you see gay me. Huh. Oh my god. I'm not. By no means necessary am I glorifying this, but I was driving by. Well, I wasn't driving, but I saw this girl. Her whole buttocks was out, and she was literally wearing a mini skirt, a blue one. Well, you know what she is. I mean, it's the area. She was making money. That's crazy. You know, and I thought like the streetwalkers, right? I thought they just didn't do that anymore. I didn't know that there was still like a thing for that. That's crazy. One of these days, they're gonna pick up an undercover. Or not even only that. Thank you for the gift coins. Not only that, they're probably going to pick up an STD because the amount of people they sleep with a day is crazy for money. And to literally sit here and be like, I'm jealous of what, I wouldn't do that for money. I don't sell myself for money. This is the last one. But it's just crazy to see that. I wish I looked like that. I wish I had that type of body. Jesus Christ. Man. Jeez. All out. I mean, it was all out. That's crazy. Not a lot of them. A lot of them are older girls, not underage. Because if they were underage, like the police, yeah, they would have already, yeah. these girls were not underage. So we were just driving by. I just like kind of glanced over and her butt was all out. And blue plaid skirt, very short. And the area she's in, yeah, she's a streetwalker. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know, that's like... Oh, excuse me, why is that my... What do you mean, why is that my business? It was right there. Like, how can you not... I was minding my business. I was jamming to my music, and next thing I know, I look over. Like, oh, I guess. That's crazy. Because, like I said, I thought that was no longer a thing. Like, you know, I thought people just stopped. I thought girls didn't do that anymore. And it's so crazy to see that they still do that and that men still go out there seeking these women. Because I would like to know who's seeking these women and tell them to stay away from me, you know, because it's scary. First of all, like, STDs are high in New Mexico and people wonder why. And then if you sleep with a man that slept with a streetwalker, and especially because she's doing that daily, all day, you know, it is just so crazy because they're spreading STDs. Some of them probably, you know, do check. Some of them don't care. They'll just do it with no protection. And then next thing you know, you're spreading an STD to someone else, and then they spread it to someone else, and then it gets spread all around town. I'm not ignorant, that's true. Like, you gotta be careful who you sleep with. Like, some people will just sleep with anything. Sleep with anybody that walks. That's why I don't sleep around. If I was to sleep with someone, I would be very cautious. You know, people just love to just boom bang, and then next thing you know, you catch a disease. It's crazy. Well, it's not about caring so much. It's the fact that that's against the law. Actually, I'm not going to snitch or anything. I mean, well, I don't need to snitch. The police see that, but do you think they're going to care? Let's be honest. If it's a male police officer and he sees a girl walking down the street like that with her ass all hanging out, he's not going to arrest her for doing what she does. Because I'm pretty sure police officers have paid for one. Like, the police officers are just as corrupt as the people are. Like, men are men. When they see stuff like that, yeah. Men are always going to be men. You know, you see that, you're going to say, hey, GTA style, but except in GTA, you know... Well, no, in GTA you do pay. But, yeah, it's just like, you know, hey, just pull up and then next thing you know, you're paying. Crazy. Like, well, no, because that, you know, slut shaming would be people that do it the legal way. That would be people that do OF. That is not. Because that is against the law, actually. There are legal ways to do it. Now, it's legal online because you got OF. Like, you can make a video and make people pay for it online. That is a crime. That's not slut shaming because that is literally a crime. Which I'm not going to snitch. The police don't care. Especially a lot of them are male. They're not going to care. They're probably going to take their car to a secluded place and probably pay for a little, you know, something and have that in their police car. Like, some of these police officers are corrupt. But again, You know, it's crazy just to think. Violence? I didn't say anything about violence. Where did I say, where did I make a joke about women violence? I never said anything about violence. I literally said what these women are doing is against the law. But again, when a man sees that, he's not going to think, oh, I'm like, men are going to be men. That's their brain. They're always going to think about sex, right, with women. And especially if they see that, like, and you know what they're doing, it's not shaming. If they're standing on the corner of the street dressed like that, in the area where they do that, like, okay, I get it, Summer, right? And I'm not saying women shouldn't, like, oh, women need to cover up, no, but the area that it's in is like drugs. I lived in this area, or in areas when I was younger that I saw. I'm tired. I lived in a lot of areas. I lived all over Albuquerque. The area I lived in was bad. It was drugs. It had prostitutes. That's what I mean by streetwalkers, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's another term for them. But that's not shaming, because that's literally against the law. And a lot of girls who are runaways, young girls, they do that. The young runaway girls, yeah, because they need to make their money. I mean, because I wouldn't do that, so why would anyone pay that? Like, I'm not trying to get arrested and go to jail. That's against the law. I don't have any legal troubles. I don't have run-ins with the police. I don't need to. You know. No, because actually it doesn't matter if that's their only form of income, considering the fact that it's against the law. If you're doing something to make quick money that's against the law, you can go to jail. Yeah, you know, instead of doing that, they could just do OF. That's not shaming, because they could just literally do OF. That's legal. Like, they could have literally just been making home movies and just posting that online rather than doing that. Because if they did that, that's not against the law. But what they're doing, that's against the law. You can't do that. Like, trust me, they could. And you know the reason why a lot of these women do that is for drug money. And to be honest with you, if they can afford drugs, which are not cheap, they're expensive, right? I don't do drugs, but when you dabble in that stuff, and especially because what are drugs for? To get addicted. When they get addicted to drugs, they have to have it. So they're doing a lot of that drug. Drugs are not cheap. They can buy a device, and some of these people have devices. How do you think their clients contact them? There are healthier alternatives. First of all, that's very dangerous. That could get you unalived. Women should care about their safety, and not only that, you could catch STDs. That man's not gonna, you're not gonna care because you need your fix. So you're not gonna sit there and ask this person that you're about to lay down with, like, hey, what's your status? What's your tests? What's your STD? Like, are you negative? Do you have positive? Do you test positive for anything? No one's gonna sit there when they're trying to get their fix of whatever it is, to have a whole conversation with someone they're about to be with and be like, hey, so, let's have that talk. Like, no. And then a lot of the times these men are sleeping with multiple women, all kinds of them, and they're spreading these STDs, and then they spread it to someone else, and then you don't know. You may think that you found this guy, this amazing guy, this right person, and he was out here paying for intimacy with someone and caught a STD and didn't feel the need to tell you because you didn't ask and you just slept with him. And then you caught whatever he had because he caught it from someone else. New Mexico is high for STDs. People really, really, really need to care about their health. Some people, it's going to be a mood killer. Some people are not going to sit there and be like, hey. Some people will care about their safety and be like, hey, so let's have this talk. Have you tested for any type of STDs? Have you recently took a test? If you haven't, I would like to hold off until you've taken that test. People really don't care. And they should. Yeah, but here's the thing. You can tell, you can't really tell, but a lot of these people do choose. Well, there is no choices from what I'm learning. But yes, I do understand there's trafficking because I did a whole report on trafficking. It's not just trafficking adults. Children are also trafficked. So when we're talking about that, yes, in other countries too, they traffic them and they force them to do for money. Yeah. And trafficking is not anything new. Trafficking is just a pimp. A pimp is a trafficker. I don't know. When we see like back in the day, like the hip hop, all that, they glorified pimps. They were like, oh, it was cool. Then you had all the little kids for Halloween. They would go. Thank you for joining. Like all the kids for Halloween thought it was cool to be dressing up as a pimp. You know what I mean? That's not cool. Now looking back on that and looking back at all the young impressionable kids that thought, oh, I'm gonna dress up as a pimp and thought it was cool. Like, that's not cool. That was weird, I have a food addiction, probably.
Put your mouth around it.
Thank you for the gift coins. And if you don't think that a pimp is a trafficker, look at it this way. What is a pimp? He's someone who tells the women, go make my money. Go make me my money. They go out there, they do what they do, and he takes the money. Is that not trafficking? Making someone sell themselves for money? Is that not? Or... yeah, and then the fact that these parents thought, oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's cute that little Johnny wants to dress up like a pimp. Ha ha ha. And then here we are cracking jokes, right? Here we are cackling and laughing. Little Johnny is dressed like a pimp. Who thought that was a good idea? Thank you for the gift points. Who literally just thought that, oh, it's cute that these kids want to dress like a... come on. I didn't realize some things until I got older. That was not a good thing. That should have never, been a thing. I don't hate women. How is that victim shaming? No, I don't hate women. They're just saying that they like to spam stupid stuff, and they'll spam some random crap. they'll come back and start spamming something else. What do you mean? This is something. What do you mean I'm yapping about nothing? It should be talked about. How come nobody's talking about how weird it is that little kids are dressing up as pimps? A pimp is someone who sells women out for sex. So why is it cute that these kids are dressing up like that? Like, that's not nothing. And the reason why I went into that was because I was thinking about that, because I'm like, that's weird. You know, that's why I said that. No, I'm bisexual. Anyway. You know what I mean? Ow, I almost poked my eye. You literally just blamed women for being forced into prostitution. First of all, some women aren't forced. I just literally said that. I didn't blame them for being forced into prostitution. Use your common sense. Don't twist my words. Some women aren't forced. Some women, which there aren't choices, right? Because from what I'm learning, right? And I'm not talking about the women who are forced. Use your common sense. When we say we have choices, right? Oh, I chose to do that. What I am learning is that there is no choice. It's an option. We have options, not choices. I'm not talking about the women who are forced. I'm not saying they choose that. Use your common sense. I corrected myself because of what I was learning in life, not just that, because I don't do that. You know, my life, I don't do that. So for me, it's not for me, it's not because I don't do that. I don't have choices. I have options. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So I can't say, oh, I chose to do that. No, you didn't chose to do that. It was an option. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? What does that say? Oh. So, yeah. Yes, I have. I have blocked those videos. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Like I was saying, that's not what I'm talking about, lady darling. That is different. SWs are different than people that are doing it illegally. That's not what I said at all. That's not even what I said at all. That's not what we're even talking about. Far from that. Thank you for the gift coins. That's way... from what I was talking about, but okay. SWs, right? SWs are not people that do it illegally in the streets. Oh, it sounded like something was there. SWs are the ones that, like, I'm not talking about online, right? SWs are people that do that online. We're not talking about the ones that get tested. No one said we're not even talking about that. SWs, we're talking about the ones in the streets that don't care. If they're selling themselves in the street, they're obviously not getting tested. Some of them aren't. because it's all about, it is all about drugs. They're trying to, make their money to do their substance of choice, right? So these women are not going to sit with these men and be like, so hey, have you gotten tested? These men are not going to sit with these women and say, hey, are you getting tested regularly? Some of these women do not care about testing. Trust me, New Mexico is high for STDs. Use your common sense. Okay, we are not going to try to sit here and say, well, yeah, a lot of women that do online work like that probably get tested because they do online work. That is very different from someone who is doing something in the street they're not supposed to be doing. No one, again, there's no bill for you. No one says that no one is being forced. I'm not trying to say that they're not being forced. No one said they're not. So why do you keep arguing with me? I never said they wasn't forced. Again, those who are not forced, that's what I'm talking about. Those who are not forced to do that are not getting tested or are not asking these men if they're getting tested. Like, I think people just they don't have a hard time hearing. It's not that you have a hard time hearing, you're trying to twist what I'm saying. I didn't say all of them, I said some of them. That's why I used my word of choicing. I didn't even say all of them. How am I insinuating all of them when I said some of them? If I used some of them, then how is that meaning all of them? That's not implying all of them if I said some of them. Like, don't put words into my mouth. I didn't say all of them. I never said all of them. I said some of them. Like, can we not do that? Please. Yeah, I know it's not effective, but again, like, the thing is like being safe. Even if it's not effective, then you should at least be using attention. They were walking together and it was not shaming because obviously the work that they're doing. That's not shaming someone. It's against the law. Like, do you not hear yourself? Do you not hear how stupid you are? You're mass spamming a comment in defense of someone that's doing something illegally. That's not allowed. But like I said, the police don't care anymore. They don't care about anything anymore. I didn't realize this until someone had mentioned it. The police drive by, see someone doing drugs on the street corner, and they continue to keep going. When I don't know, when I used to see cops or live PD, they were always busting someone for drugs. How come no one's getting busted for drugs? How come the police are driving by and just letting them take themselves out? Like, seriously. I didn't realize that, so it's like, it's like become a new normal to just like see someone on a street corner doing drugs and see the police hanging out there and watching these people do that and not busting them. And it's just like, I was like, oh, I like, to me, it's not okay, but in my brain it's like, oh, that's okay because the police didn't bust them. Isn't that crazy? I didn't virtual babysit kids. Where did you get that from? That's not illegal. It was COVID. What are we talking about? Do you not read things or do you just misread things? First of all, I was looking for a work from home job because it was COVID. Second of all, that website for virtual babysitting, which I got no job offers whatsoever. I never even babysat someone over a camera. The parent cannot leave the child unattended. Some of you guys are idiots. The parent has to be present in the room while that is happening. You cannot leave your child unattended on some video camera with some adult by themselves. If you trust your kid to be on camera with a random adult while you go do something, you are responsible for your kids, first of all. Second of all, if something happens and your kid happens to choke on something, how is a person like me going to be able to assist if there's no one in the room? Adult has to be there. It's literally in the rules. Or do you not learn how to read? On their rules and regulations on that app, the child is to not be unattended by themselves. The parent, if they are going to pay someone to do that, will have to be present in the room somewhere. Because if there's parents that work from home, and it's not watching children on a camera. Like, if you think that's what that was, then that's where your mindset went. And you didn't read what you have to do. It's not watching children through a camera. It's me, what I would have to do is I would have to bring some sort of arts and crafts, right, on my end, and have the parents set up on their end, or do some sort of not curriculum, but something like reading or teaching them how to read, maybe doing math. It's not like a tutor in a sense because I don't have a teaching degree, right? But I know basic stuff that I could teach kids, basic stuff, right? You could teach kids ABCs. It's not about just sitting there staring at kids through a screen. That's creepy. Like, you make things way too weird. And if you read it, it says that I would have had to bring some sort of activity. I have to have an activity. It's not me sitting there just staring at kids watching them. That's weird. Like, some of you guys lack reading comprehension skills, and it shows. You just love to make things extreme. I was desperate. I was looking for a work from home job. Everything's shut down. Grocery stores were shut down. We were on lockdown. You can't work. It's COVID. All businesses, all grocery stores, everything was shut down. I didn't qualify for a stimulus check, so how am I going to make money? I had to do a work from home job. I couldn't make money. And then a lot of businesses suffered. A lot of companies are going bankrupt because of COVID. Mind you, this is all Trump's fault because Trump didn't address COVID before it got worse. When Trump was president, he didn't do anything to fight against COVID. And millions of people passed away because of his negligence, because of his negligence. Thank you for the gift coins. It's just so crazy. When we're going through a pandemic where a disease is being spread and there is no cure for it, presidents are supposed to be on top of that. They're supposed to be able to talk with the health professionals, the FDA or whoever it is, and basically figure out a way to stop the spread of the disease. Trump was not doing that. He was too busy on TV spreading hatred towards Asian people, which is why Asian hate went up higher. It was always there. But that's why the Asian hate skyrocketed. Asian hate skyrocketed because he blamed Asians for bringing COVID because there was misinformation saying, I don't know if it was misinformation. I'm not even going to say if it's true or not, that one country in Asia, they were eating bat soup, and that's how COVID got spread. That's not how COVID got spread. Actually, COVID was a contained disease that was contained in a laboratory somewhere in the United States. Somebody took COVID and spread it to people in the United States, and they have some deadly diseases. You guys would, if these diseases were to get spread, you do know how laboratories work, right? They have where they make, these are lab created diseases that they go into a lab, right? So they can, basically it's to fight against things like COVID. So that way they can come up with cures if there ever was to be, like back when people didn't know how to combat or cure monkeypox, or what was it, not scoliosis, what's that other one, where polio, things like that, right? The disease that spread through rats. I'm trying to think of that one. The Black Plague. They didn't have scientific technology to study how to combat these diseases. So that's why they have these diseases in laboratories, because so they can study how to create or come up with a vaccine that can combat these diseases. COVID was one of those diseases that was being tested on, that got leaked from whatever laboratory in the United States it was in, that someone let somebody got into the wrong hands, and it got spread to everybody. Like, you don't even know how dangerous things are. Like, there's a whole laboratory full of diseases that don't even exist to us, that are not of our knowledge, but they're in a laboratory somewhere being studied on to come up with a vaccine for that disease. If those diseases were to get leaked or get into the wrong hands, someone could break into those laboratories and start spreading all these diseases. Like, why are we creating diseases meant to kill people just to come up with vaccines? To combat against that. That's crazy. You don't watch kids all day. That's stupid. And you're gonna get blocked. Babysitting is not like that. And considering the fact that I'm not even gonna explain it. Like, if you wanna do that, then go ahead. Like, I couldn't work. What was I supposed to do? I don't qualify for a stimulus check because the only job I had was Dunkin' Donuts, and you had to have at least been working around the time COVID happened. When the pandemic hit, you had to have a job. I didn't. Or if you had Social Security, I was not getting Social Security disability, so I didn't qualify for no stimulus check. You guys worry about the wrong things. That's the issue. That's why America is so fucked up. You should be afraid about any other diseases that could be worse than COVID that get out, instead of worrying about fake misinformation or trying to spread misinformation, right? We got all these stupid data centers going up everywhere, and no one gives a F. No, there's a new one opening up here in Albuquerque, I heard. I've never been because I don't have anyone to go with. I'm not I would be a clubber, I guess I could say, but for the most part, I wasn't really the clubbing type, to be honest. I would go to the club if I had someone who went, but you know what I mean. No, I didn't get fired for hygiene issues. I got fired for a piece of cheese. Lady darling, you can leave. And don't say I said that in my YouTube video, because no, I didn't. You just want to mistook what I said. I never said that. What I said is that I got bullied. She lied about my hygiene. Since some of you guys have a hard time hearing. Anyways, I said I got bullied for my hygiene. I literally said she lied. I didn't say I got fired for my hygiene. That's not why I got fired. She told me, and I will tell you what I said in my video. She literally came up to me and said someone called. The lady that worked there says she's lying. Nobody called. She was trying to find reasons to fire me after she decided to give me a job. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know why she just didn't like me and she started hating me for whatever reason. And this was before I was really heavily on social media, so it wasn't any of that. This was way before everything. She was just literally rude. She was finding reasons to fire me. And then she tried to say that. And she said, you can't use perfumes. Some jobs do not allow you to use perfume. You have to use a body mist. Because perfumes are strong. People could be allergic to whatever's in the perfumes. And also people with asthma. So, anyways, she literally said, well, maybe you should use a body. I was already using a body mist, and one of the girls took me because we went to her car, and she let me spray with her body mist, which I had my own. Like I said, I've always wore vanilla scents. I had no issues when I was training at Goodbyes. Hey, it's all in the way you get down. No time for fooling around. It's all in the way you get down. Make sure you do your best to get down. That was crazy. Was that a fan account of hers? That's crazy. They be quick. It's all in the way you get down. No time for fooling around. It's all in the way you get down. Who is that? Oh. Don't dream it. Be it. What are you attempting again? Never mind. I'm not even gonna say nothing. It's all in the way you get down. Yes, I saw my mom recently. Make sure you do your best to get down. Are we? Cool. COVID was horrible. Like, the whole lockdown was crazy because it was scary. Like, when you live through a pandemic, that's scary because, first of all, people was dropping like flies. They had no vaccine at that time. And I was scared, like, like someone could come back and contract it because, first of all, we didn't know who had it, like, who spread it. We didn't know, like, could one of our relatives possibly have brought it home from work? Because we don't know. Like, people was coming in contact with people, asymptomatic people that didn't have no symptoms at all, that ended up having COVID. That was the crazy part. It's like they would say, the symptoms are no taste, no smell, the usual symptoms of COVID. And then you had people that had no symptoms at all, and they got COVID, and they didn't even know they had COVID. Then you had people like that was spreading COVID because they were asymptomatic. They didn't know. They thought they were fine. So when they got sick, they probably brushed it off as like, oh, it's a cold. And sometimes people are hard-headed. They don't want to go to the hospital anytime they're sick or, they're in pain. So they just try to thug it out. But yeah, it was crazy. You know what I mean? So it was scary because, thank God none of my family members caught COVID because I was afraid. I was scared like one of my family members was going to catch COVID and there's no cure. That stuff, that's really scary. I caught COVID, but I had the vaccine at that time, thank God. Yeah. Thank God, when I caught COVID, that was after the Backstreet Boys concert. Cause I went to the Backstreet Boys concert, and yeah. My brother said, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we went. And because when we were leaving, we were close to people because everyone was leaving all at once. So we're all crammed together leaving. And I just had a feeling. I said, I just had a feeling like, oh, I'm going to get sick, catch COVID because, your skin to skin contact. And I'm like, I just know someone came out of their house and left their house sick with COVID, not caring because they want to see the Backstreet Boys and they can't miss this concert. Because I know people are stupid. They just don't care about anybody else but themselves. Stay home if you're sick. It's because some people are probably like, it's once in a lifetime, it's the Backstreet Boys. And then they went out while they were sick and they spread it to everyone. I ended up catching COVID because I took the COVID test. I had COVID and I was like, frick. But thankfully, I had the vaccine. So it wasn't that bad. And I could recover well. First of all, like you said, funky ass hygiene. Can you come up with something different, Sophie? And saying, are you sure your manager lied? Yeah, I know my manager lied. You know how I know my manager lied? Because my manager said your ass smelled like stink. Your ass smelled like the funk. That's what my manager told me. She was like, so, yeah, I knew this girl named Sophie. There was actually a girl named Sophie that worked there. I wonder if that was you. Were you the one that smelled? I'm just kidding. But there was a lady that worked there, and yeah, there was. Well, I would go to the bathroom after she would go to the bathroom, and you know how people have that strong, like, okay, so some people could brush their teeth, and their breath still smells like it has a strong odor to it. I don't know. For me, I am very smell sensitive, so if a smell bothers me, I will gag. Like I will, like throw up. Like gag because and when you're around, like on the bus, when I'm around people, because I'm on the bus around people, I would smell, so like you could smell that person's breath, and it's not because they haven't brushed. Some people, I forget what it's called, but yeah, they still brush and their breath, you could still smell it. It's not like, I don't know how to say it. Some people, yeah, it's a thing. Anyways. So, every time she would go to the bathroom, when she would come out, it would smell, and you could tell it was her breath. Like, the whole bathroom stunk like that, and I was like, bruh. Then, she ate a piece of ice cream, because they have, like, it was Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. So what happened is that she took one of the little pink tester spoons and she tried the new flavors of ice cream that they got in, and one of the pieces of ice cream fell back into the ice cream, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna say anything, because at that point my manager was trying to find reasons to fire me. I had a fluoride treatment when I was in elementary school. So it protected my teeth from getting stained, which is why my teeth are white. The reason why I have never went to a dentist is because I don't need to. I take care of my teeth. I use a water flosser. I don't use a floss. I use a water flosser. Water flossers get everything out. When you floss, you're not getting everything out because food is getting stuck in your teeth. Flossing it is not going to get everything out of your teeth. I would advise you to buy a water flosser and use it. Walmart sells water flossers. Someone bought me that water flosser because I helped them with something on the Walmart app. So they said, get one item that you really need. Get whatever item you want, get it. So I got a water flosser. Because I had a water flosser before, but when we lost everything in the car, it was gone. It was in the car. But water flossers are better than actual flossing than the actual floss, because floss, you're not getting anything out, and then you could get plaque, and you have like this white gunk that like builds up on your teeth, which is plaque, and plaque will build up around your gums. Then because you got plaque build up, there's a lot of things, so yeah, it's crazy because people don't want to listen, but water flossers are 100% better than actual floss. Do not use floss. It does not get all the food out. Water flossers, it sprays water, so and then trust me, floss. Wrong? Okay, floss and then use a water flosser. If you floss and then you use a water flosser, you will see all this food and stuff that your floss didn't get. Trust me. Get a cup, use a water flosser, but floss first. And then use the water flosser. Don't take my word for it. Spit in the cup. You'll see. You'll see how much stuff comes out when you use a water flosser. Water flosser really, it's not trying to sell to people to sell something expensive. You can get a cheap water flosser. Actually, that is what it is recommended for people to use when they have braces. When you have braces, that's what people with braces use, is a water flosser. I don't floss. I use a water flosser. Which I keep forgetting I need to get batteries. But yeah. Yeah, that's what a water flosser is. That's why it's called a water flosser, because you're flossing. I don't use a regular floss. Do you expect a little piece of string or whatever it is that you're using to floss to get everything out of your teeth? You're going to eventually end up with plaque buildup. If you're not going to the dentist, flossing does not work. That's why I use a water flosser, because a water flosser gets everything in every nook and cranny. You use a regular floss, you're still going to have plaque buildup. Then you're going to be wondering why, but I did everything the dentist told me. I did everything for my hygiene, and I still... please. You didn't do everything. Because if you did everything, then you wouldn't have the issues you have. And actually, There's there is a step that you're supposed to do. I don't. I think it's like you're not supposed to brush your teeth first. You're supposed to floss or something, then brush your teeth, and then use mouthwash. I don't know. There's like some step, and you're supposed to not brush your teeth first. I don't know. It's a whole thing. No, my gums are not swollen and pale. If my gums were really swollen, like, I'd go to the doctor. My gums are not swollen. Swollen gums, my mouth would be a lot bigger. Like, I would know if my gums were swollen, I would be in a lot of pain. I'm not in a lot of pain. Not in my mouth. It's all in the way you get. Oh no, I keep forgetting I need to get one. It's an African net sponge, but I do need to get one. Because actually, African net sponges are way more hygienic than a washcloth. They're way more hygienic than a loofah, because loofahs trap bacteria. So if you're using a loofah and you're not washing it in the washer, and you just keep using that loofah over and over again in the shower, you just hang it to dry, you don't put it to wash, you are collecting bacteria in your loofah. When you use a washcloth, same thing. Washcloths are not 100% hygienic when it comes to using that. That's why people say use an African net sponge, because that's more hygienic. Thank you for the gift coins. That's more hygienic than a loofah and a washcloth. But I keep forgetting to get one. Because here's the thing, thank you for the gift coins. They're selling you all this extra shit you don't need to buy. Why do I have to buy antibacterial soap on top of everything else? Like, do you think antibacterial soap is really gonna work? Some of these you're paying for the brand, and 9 times out of 10, it doesn't even do what it says it's supposed to do. It's because they want to make money off of you. I could put antibacterial soap. I could make an antibacterial soap, and it's not antibacterial. I can sell it to you and make money off of you, and you'll be stupid enough to buy it because it says antibacterial. Like, like I said, I use soft soap, and it's the strawberry scents. I do brush my hair with an unbrush. Yeah, if you're buying antibacterial soap at the Dollar Tree, then you get what you pay for. Again, you don't have to buy the most expensive one, but if you're paying $1.25 for antibacterial soap, you're just asking at that point to pass away, because you get what you pay for. They say that all the time. Like, and I started to realize that, and it's not about buying expensive, but it's also about buying good quality brands. You know, there was a good quality brand that I used to like at Dollar Tree that was a hair soap, and it made your hair soft. It was really good. My friend, when she was alive, she would get that all the time at Dollar Tree, and then I started buying it, and then they stopped selling it. But the thing is that a lot of this stuff, that's like saying, you know, oh, I spent 50 cents and got this whole makeup palette on Temu for 50 cents. It's like, okay, it's a whole full-sized, like, eyeshadow palette for 50 cents. You're asking for your eye to get infected, right? Like, yeah, some cheap antibacterial soap may work, and it may be really good, but sometimes you gotta be careful because you get what you pay for. And it's not about expecting people to pay a lot of money or get the most expensive brands, but like care about your skin. Anyways, I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting very, very tired. I'm gonna go to sleep because, yeah, have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. I'm tired and I need to get some sleep. So, yeah, have a good day or night where you guys are. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Good night.